2022 has been a brilliant year for all things gaming. Despite the current situation around the world, video games continue to bring its stamp and adventure to people from all walks of life. With so many games being released every year, they will however be that special selection who make a big impact on the gaming world as a whole. There are far too many amazing games which have been released throughout the year to list all in one big video, so today we will go over the 10 of the best and biggest games which were released in 2022. These are listed in no particular order. Number 1. God of War Ragnarok. 2018's God of War not only successfully rebooted a series that had been dormant for 5 years, but it also set a new standard for the action genre with its more mature theme and emotional father-son storyline. God of War Ragnarok takes those concepts and ramps them up even higher. Considerably longer than its predecessor, Ragnarok's upgraded combat and traversal gameplay feels significantly fresher, while the story wraps up the Norse mythological arc exceptionally well. The stunning visuals within the game also make this one a must play. Number 2. Horizon Forbidden West. Horizon Zero Dawn was one of the few successful original franchises launched during the PS4 era, introducing a world where machines have taken over the world and a phenomenal lead in female hunter lore. Players were attracted to Horizon Zero Dawn's beautiful open world and gameplay that blended stealth and some of the most beautiful arrow combat in gaming. Horizon Forbidden West does all of that and more in its western setting, retaining everything that players loved about the original while adding new features like underwater travel and combat makes this worthy sequel. With an expansion also planned for release in Easter 2023, there is still lots to do in the world of Horizon Forbidden West. Number 3. Elden Ring. There's no way we could talk about the best games of 2022 without mentioning the grand epic which is Elden Ring. This collaboration between Dark Souls developer From Software and the Game of Thrones creator George R.R. Martin not only ended up selling nearly 18 million copies, but became the fastest selling game for publisher Bandai Namco. A game that brings the beloved Dark Souls formula to a more mainstream audience, Elden Ring retains the punishingly difficult gameplay that From Software is known for while trusting players into a large open world with a story that's slightly more understandable. In a time when many players gripe about games getting too easy, Elden Ring becomes a true champion with its insane gameplay. Number 4. Gran Turismo 7. 5 years since the release of the PlayStation 4 exclusive Gran Turismo Sport, developer Polymorphy Digital has returned with its storied racing simulator series. Released on both PlayStation 4 and 5, Gran Turismo 7 is a visual wonder regardless of where you play it. However, the current gen version is an exceptionally great visual treat with support for real-time ray tracing, 4K narrative resolution and smooth 60 frame a second gameplay. That's on top of some significant gameplay upgrades, including the return of dynamic time and real-time weather effects such as rain. There is also a large collection of cars to choose from, which adds to its overall appeal. Just be mindful that even the robust single-player portion of the game does require a stable internet connection. Number 5. Bayonetta 3. Nintendo may have a reputation for kid-friendly titles, but the house that Mario built is perfectly capable of heading into more mature territory. There isn't a better example of this than Bayonetta 3. Developed by Platinum Games, Bayonetta 3 hack and slash action is as totally over the top as its multiverse storyline. One of the best action games of the year, Bayonetta 3 introduces new mechanics for the lead, including the ability to summon massive infernal demons to fight alongside you, as well as multiple player characters, including newcomer Viola and a long-time series staple Janine. Make sure if you're enjoying our list to hit that like button and of course subscribe for future content. Number 6. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Another year and of course another Call of Duty game from Activision. Past couple of games in the series, Cold War and Vanguard, failed to improve on the excellent precedent set by the 2019 Modern Warfare remake. Since then, the free-to-play battle royale action of Call of Duty Warzone has become a gaming sensation. This is what makes Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 such an accomplishment all around. Besides offering the best single player in this series in quite some time, the multiplayer is as tight as ever. Meanwhile, the audio-visual presentation is some of the best you'll find in a shooter released this year. Number 7. The Calisto Protocol. One of the highest profile horror games to be released this year, the Calisto Protocol has some serious pedigree behind it. The Striking Distance Studios is directed by Dead Space co-creator Glenn Schofield, and there are plenty of similarities between the two games. from the satisfying dismemberment mechanic to the minimalistic on-screen interface and unique death animations. Critical reception for the Calisto Protocol has been polarising, but it makes for a nicer appearance before EA's Dead Space remake arrives next year. Number 8. Marvel Snaps. In a year dominated by console and PC games, Marvel Snap showed up to remind us just how high quality a mobile game can be. Developed by Second Dinner, a team made up of many of the original minds who created the hit game Hearthstone, this card battler consists of short, addictive battles between cards made up of Marvel's iconic heroes and villains. Marvel Snap features hundreds of unique cards that span the storied comic book publisher's 80-year history, with new characters and variants being added almost every week. Unlike many other popular card games, Marvel Snap is incredibly accessible to newcomers while retaining tons of competitive depth that will constantly have you coming up with new decks and strategies within the game. Number 9. Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. The second entry in the strategy series that combines the worlds of Nintendo's favourite plumber and Ubisoft's Rayman spin-off, Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope improves on everything that made Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle so well received. This time Rosalina and Bowser join the cast of playable characters and there are significant improvements to the turn-based tactical combat system, including a more open-ended playing field and new types of enemy encounters. In addition to the main single-player campaign, there are also 3 expansion packs including an adventure with platforming icon Rayman himself. Number 10. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Performance issues aside, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet do a great job immersing the player in the 9th generation of the beloved monster catching franchise. Similar to last year's Pokemon Legends Arceus, this new mainline entry takes place in an open world region called Paldea, where you can freely explore and engage with wild Pokemon in ways that previously were not possible. Players can even engage in boss-like battles against new, larger Pokemon known as Titans, and there's also a lovable cast of new characters to get to know throughout the game. So those are 10 of the best or biggest games that were released in 2022. Of course, videos like this are subject to opinion, so of course leave your suggestions for the best games in the comments down below. And of course, don't forget to punch the like button, leave a comment down below. Of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel from my Twitter and Instagram. Links down below in the description. Of course, we are partnered with TubeBuddy. Links down below for all your YouTube needs, for assistance with titles, tags, and everything else to go with YouTube. Highly recommended. Go in the description down below and check out TubeBuddy today. I've been X.X. I'll see you in the next gaming video.